on your headphones.
No, but
it's not the same, is it?
Exhibition.
So you're going to deprive yourself of education because you don't trust.
Deprive me. I saw it.
The
I saw
Natural
these
History
things.
Museum.
It came off a chariot. The dangerous things.
He came off a chariot. You saw that on the. How do you know he died? How could you tell from visual images that Tutankhamun died from a knee injury?
It's just. Honestly, you're going to make yourself look daft here because that's what happened.
Imagine that in a room with Carl Pilkington, we make ourselves look daft. How would we have to? That would be incredible.
So aside from Tutankhamun's knee injury, that's pretty much your grasp of the ancient world in medicine.
Well, I don't know anyone else who's knocking about.
Well, what about if we go back even further? What about if we go to sort of primitive man, cave-dwelling man? What do you know there of medicine in that early stage?
Didn't really bother.
Okay, is that guessing or
wasn't the earliest ones like people like shaman and those
absolutely, of course,
tribal lords that would say, well, that was I assume even pagan man had sort of apothecaries that certain roots and
yeah shaman who would use herbs and so on. But of course, if we go back to primitive man, you're obviously familiar. I believe it's pronounced is it trepanning?
Oh, when you take the top of your head off and let out the demons. And
they found various skulls from ancient man with holes bored in the top, some of which had healed over, suggesting that they had indeed drilled holes in their head, or presumably they wouldn't have had drills in that point, cracked the head, and in their thinking letting out evil spirits, and then they healed back over. So in some instances, the people survived.
Don't you think it's fascinating that there was one point when man discovered that this thing that we now call the brain, which sort of houses the mind, he knew was in his head?
It's not that amazing.
Well, no, it's not to you, because you know it's there. But
but back then, I reckon I'd know that's where it is.
Why? Can you feel where you're thinking?
Well, it just makes sense to put it there.
What do you mean?
When you think and you speak, it comes out your mouth. So it just makes sense that whatever's near that is near to the mouth. If your brain was in your foot, it'd take ages for you to say anything.
No, it wouldn't! Why?
Yeah. This is like actually talking to a primitive man about his understanding of medicine. They would have more insight. By this point, we'd have just cracked open your head to get the demons out.
I never go to the doctors unless it's really
That is sensible. That is very good advice.
No.
That's brilliant advice for anyone listening. Never go to the doctors.
Unless it's really bad.
But that's why a lot of people, die, because they don't want to bother the doctor, or they're mildly embarrassed, or they don't know symptoms, bad symptoms. Go to the doctor if you're not sure about something. Like you were terrified to go and have your prostate.
Still not doing it.
Why not?
I wish you wouldn't talk about it, because now Suzanne will listen.